every other department is using AI to make life easier.
The increased amount of usage of AI, what are the skills that will keep people going in their respective roles? Because if AI takes over that roles,
I have always said this and I always believe this. AI will have its own space, but individuals and employees will have their own space.
okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Filterless by Catalyst Crew, a podcast show where we strip away the noise and get real. The guest we have today is a founder of Manplan Consultancy, which is an HR consultancy firm. So let's get real and have unique and insightful conversations about workforce, about life of workforce, and HR management. So let's get real with Jessica Podar on the Filterless. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Hi, Ria. Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm amazing. So basically, I wanted to know that why Manplan and what is the thing. Let's just dive into the conversation, and I want to know what is Manplan and what do you guys do at Manplan.
So, Manplan is a consultancy we started around 5 years back. It talks more about helping SMEs and startups cater to the human resources, which is one of the most crucial resources for any organization today.
Okay.
We've been telling companies to outsource their entire HR gamut, which could be from the time of talent acquisition to the time they think of firing a person. So, yes, we do all of it.
Okay. So, what is your take? Why do you think a company needs an HR?
So, a company which is only into the functional aspect may not need an HR. But a
Okay.
company which looks at growth, a company which wants to sustain from generations over generations, who wants to build a culture, would need an HR for sure.
So apart from hiring a candidate, so we have this taboo going out in the world that HR here, so he's going to hire the candidates and fire the candidates. What are the other roles that anybody who wants to go in the field of HR also needs to know?
So, a couple of fields to start with, also evaluating the people who come in board. Performance evaluation, which in simpler words, if I call it in today's times. Another is the HR payroll. Especially in India, the kind of compliances which we have, the kind of rules that we have, is very high.
Yeah.
Then I'm sure we all have heard about sexual harassment,
Yeah.
especially with the current trends which is happening in today's
Yeah.
times. It is important we keep our team members safe, secured. So yes, we also that also becomes a part of the HR. And another aspect is the learning and development. If you are not going to grow or let your team members grow, how are you going to grow as an organization?
So a major question that is coming up in my mind after hearing is that HR does the main role that like is a link between the main managing team as well as the other employees, right? So when you say that they are a team, is it that the team the employees are not able to put out their things to the managing team directly?
Yes,
or
it is also, what happens is an employee may have a different perspective to think about. And then, the head or the management may have a different perspective to think about. Their visions would be long term, say 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line. An employee would not be able to foresee what it is.
Yeah.
And the HR plays that bridge to make an employee understand as well as the management understand that we need to look at short term plus the long term.
long-term goals.
So yes, that's what one of the major roles we play.
Okay, and there's this thing that HRs also do all the festivals के वक्त
Yes,
they do
रंगोली
the-
बनाना
हाँ,
एक major काम होता
हाँ,
है
होता है
HR.
HR का हाँ. So why is it that all these kind of festivals are being done only specifically by HR and they make them play games? So you think an HR needs to be very proactive in the
Yes, an
organization?
HR needs to be proactive because he also becomes a connector between, like we said, not just the management, but also, that person kind of depicts what the organization is, an
Hmm.
employee depicts. Today, honestly, Ria, if someone wants to join your organization,
Yeah.
they'll ask the employees, Ria, what is the kind of company it is? What are we really talking about? So that is why they become the biggest ambassadors. And if you are not going to treat your ambassadors well,
Yeah.
I don't think it will help. This is why as an HR, we kind of work on engaging the employees to the organization. Like when we talk about Tatas,
Yeah.
we have heard the kind of from the top level to the lowest in the pyramid, the kind of things that they cater to. So, which is why the reasoning we tell that if they can live the vision, why can't our
Our
organizations live?
organizations. And that fun aspect needs to be there in all organizations so that people don't feel that they are treated as robots.
And not just robots, it becomes stress, right? In today's times, we are all stressed out with multiple
Yeah.
things in life. So this becomes an impact wherein you are also creating this more like a home atmosphere. Like even when you talk about Google,
Yeah.
why do they create games? Why do they create gyms today?
They also have leisure time activities there specifically in the whole environment that they've created.
Correct.
Like Google's work office only have so many games, leisure
Yes.
times, and they have massage chairs kept. So is it that this all thing also affects the mental health of the
Yes,
employees,
in
and that
today's-
is why?
I mean, especially after COVID, there's a very big awareness on mental health.
Yeah.
Why? Because people have realized when they've been working from home that mental health today cannot be catered by just meditating. You also need to manage your stress levels. You also need to work on your physical aspects of your body. And thus, this aspect of engagement has increased post the COVID period, wherein employees are going to be not just made to celebrate those festivals
Yeah.
like a Diwali or a Holi, but also made to do stress busting dance shows or more so yoga in the office.
Yeah, so that they feel more homely because they spend most of their hours
Yes.
at an office rather than their own home.
Correct.
So they need to feel that much like homely, or
Homely.
the warmth of the home needs to be given by the employer as well as the HR. And at the same time, once you get that home environment, like you say, that हम लोग के घर का कुछ काम रहेगा ना तो हम पूरा दिल जान से करेंगे.
Correct.
So वो तभी होगा if that same environment needs to be given in an
Given.
office too.
Yes.
Okay, understood. So what is that one thing that every company is looking for in their employees right now? Like they've come to you also as in consultancy, like agency, HR consultancy agency, and I've asked कि भाई ये चाहिए, and this is specifically.
So one is in today's times, people look at soft skills more than just having your degrees in hand. The second aspect which today people look at is skill development.
Okay.
The third aspect which today's organizations really look is, can you multitask instead of just doing one activity? And the fourth and the most important task is, are you adaptable to different changes which happens in today's times?
Yeah. So when you say that skill development is now taking over the degrees, the traditional
Correct.
degrees, so how do you think that in an organization also you can allow the people, the employees, to have those skill development within the organization, like study along with their own work and then put out some courses, subscribe to a few courses, learn that?
So, today we are all in digital world,
Yeah.
wherein courses are available at just a Google away.
Google away.
So when we're talking about this, or when we're saying this, it is very important that you keep growing yourself, not just in your specific domain. Like if you are a marketing person,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say just grow in marketing. Understand what HR is also about. Understand what marketing is also
Yeah.
about, and understand what finance is also about.
Yeah, so you need to have an idea or a gist of
Gist.
all the
Yes.
departments
You
when
remember we
you're
used to say jack of all, master
masters
of
of none.
none. I think when we grew up, we were said that you have to become master of one. But today's times, it's the
Opposite, yeah. Because I think that everybody we look out, the young generation which is coming up knows everything. So like they are so independent in their own work that they can because of which the startup culture is rising
Yes.
at a whole different pace. So initially risk भी नहीं लेना था इतना. The generation never wanted to take that risk. हम लोग एक 9 to 5 की जॉब पे जा रहे हैं, हम लोग वो particular task daily routine में करते जा रहे हैं.
And we were okay doing that.
Yeah.
Today's times, people get bored. Like the Gen Z, if you really
Yeah,
talk,
yeah.
they get bored. They're like, if you tell me day one equals to day two, I'm not going to work for you.
Exactly.
So you have to create that uniqueness every day. You have to create something which would let them grow faster. In that
Faster.
atmosphere. Give them challenging activities to do. So yes.
But like you mentioned that Gen Zs today needs every day to be very exciting at their workplace.
Yes.
So how do you think like in corporate places, like you mentioned Tata, Birla, or all these kind of big firms or the big four for that matter, they do not have this kind of like enthusiasm every day. कुछ नया नहीं हो सकता है because they have the specified roles and everything.
Correct.
उनका organization system ही वैसे बना हुआ है.
Correct.
So how are these Gen Zs going to fit into this, or these roles are slowly going to be faded away?
So I wouldn't say they would fade away, but these organizations would have to at some level start looking at how can they create an impact. You know, it's in our office we kind of joke about this. Our grandfathers used to work for roti and makan.
Huh.
Our fathers used to work for a better lifestyle, or maybe get us a good LIC and Mediclaim and look at how are we
Savings.
going to retire and we have a better retired life
Plan,
person.
huh?
But today's times, they would want to go for a 2 vacation, one international, one domestic. They would want more facilities कि मेरे को एक Hyundai को एक better गाड़ी चाहिए,
हाँ.
SUV चाहिए, all of it, right? So when we say that the Gen Z looks at all of this, if you're not creating this atmosphere, they may not sustain for long for you and for your organization.
Exactly. But because I think the Gen Z initially ऐसा था कि need based, you are working for your needs. Now they are working for the luxury of life.
Right.
तो Gen Zs को आप एक work environment में अगर रखोगे तो अगर उन्हें लगेगा कि this is happening daily, routine हो रहा है, so they will just leave. So how are you going to retain that? What is the retaining strategy for a Gen
So
Z employee?
a retaining strategy would be incentivize them. Okay, if you complete this task or if you complete this project at
Huh.
whatever level that the organization wants, maybe I'll get you a domestic travel with you and your family. Give them those kind of incentives, and that would help them sustain for a longer time.
Yeah.
But you would have to give them smaller milestones. If you're going to give them a yearly milestones,
हाँ.
like in earlier times, we used to be saying, right, एक साल में हम इतना growth करेंगे, तो आपको इतना मिलेगा. But today's time, they'd be like, quarter की बात करो, madam.
हाँ.
हम एक साल पता नहीं रहेंगे कि नहीं रहेंगे.
Exactly, because they just want to start fresh with something new, then
Yeah.
jump into something new. Attitude ही वो हो गया.
Correct.
And even if you see the purchase power of these Gen Zs have increased after COVID again. Because
That's
COVID
also-
के बाद not just Gen Z but सबका atmosphere ही हो गया कि आज है कल नहीं है, तो just use whatever money you're
Correct.
getting.
So that saving, that attitude to saving,
Huh.
right? Our fathers were more into that fundamental, not us as a generation. So which is why it is said कि भाई आज जीना है ना तो आज जी लेते हैं अपन.
How do you think ये so trends हम लोग देख रहे हैं every day change होते हुए, तो obviously the managing team and the core team of an organization have to look forward to it. But how do you guys as in HR help in managing the organization heads
So which
for
is
this thing?
where we rely, our role plays in to understand that what is the kind of role. I mean, so first is obviously when we start working, we identify that this role needs someone who is a younger in generation, which means someone who's digital tech savvy, someone who is multi-talented, or do we need someone who is casual, who is, from an older generation, who needs that maturity. And that's when we hire. So hiring the right talent for the right kind of role, it's not the JD role which I'm talking about, but it's also the kind of mindset which you need for that role.
Okay.
Becomes something which we as HRs need to do in today's times. And this part is generally something which is not thought of, especially with SMEs and startups.
Yeah.
Because they do not have that thought process. He's like, अच्छा ये मेरे भाई का चाचा का बेटा है, हम हायर कर
उसको
लेते हैं.
कर, because वो कम पैसे में आ जाएगा, हमारा थोड़ा काम निकल जाएगा, ग्रोथ हो जाएगा, then we'll see.
Also monetary wise, right? And also घर का बंदा है ना,
ट्रस्ट रहेगा.
ट्रस्ट रहेगा. But today the trust level, all of that has also grown with time, because I mean digital overall, we are all on digital, we're all
हाँ.
I mean, the cheating has increased. If you see, the
Yeah,
scams
yeah,
have
yeah.
increased, but not people who really want to work have
Never.
get into the
मतलब
this
पहले
part.
you used to hear a lot of कि ऑफिस में ये चीज चोरी हो गई,
Correct.
ऑफिस में वो चीज चोरी हो गई by an employee. But I don't think we are hearing all these things now
Now.
because जिनकी जो needs थी ना, again the needs and the necessity part,
Correct.
so that is getting fulfilled
Correct.
already. वो जो earn कर रहे हैं वो उनकी luxury, उनके आगे के like life के लिए जो चाहिए वो बनाने के लिए कर रहे
So,
हैं.
you know, in HR, there's something called a Maslow's theory,
Okay.
which is something कि need versus जो आपको actual मिल रहा है. अगर वो cater हो जाए ना, that's when you move towards the next step.
Next step.
बट लाइक आई सेड, दादाजी लोग वो लेवल पे काम करते थे. आजकल नीड हमारी इतनी सी है, बट हमको चाहिए होती बड़ी
हाँ.
बड़ी चीजें.
Like if your need is having a 4-wheeler, you will opt for a BMW 4-wheeler than a 4-wheeler thing normal. And apart from that, every small thing, just bigger picture is seen. Dreams ही इतने बताया जा रहा है.
Also, you know, if you really ask me, Gen Z also looks at, if I as an entrepreneur, or honestly even if you as an entrepreneur hiring, do you have a vision to look long term?
Yeah.
Do you have a vision to take the organization to the next level?
Huh.
If you do not have that, they may not sustain, because they see at their productivity going up, and they see what is the organization creating an impact.
हाँ.
Are you just here to make money
And then just go away. Yeah. No, there's this saying that make them feel worth it, then only they'll become worth it.
Worth it.
Like
Right.
that. So if you in an organization, like say my own agency, if I do not make each person that this role is specifically yours, and if you do not, you like fail to do this role, then हमारा वो काम नहीं होगा, या फिर तुम्हारा वो से बहुत important है हमारे organization के लिए. तो जब वो respect देते हैं ना उनको, तो भी they just work better,
Work better.
10
So
times
respect,
better.
goals defined, not just for that person, but also overall as an organization.
Goals.
That 5 years down the line, what do you intend to do?
Yeah,
10 years down, today you may be at 10 crore. 10 years down, are you a 100 crore company?
exactly.
If you're looking at that, then they'll be like, हाँ ठीक है, हमको दिख रहा है, आज मैं डिजिटल मार्केटिंग कर रहा हूँ, कल
कल-
मैं ओवरऑल 360 डिग्री मार्केटिंग करूंगा, उसके बाद में भी मैं ब्रांडिंग करूंगा. अगर मुझे वो दिख रहा है तो मैं रुकूंगा
आपके पास. वही सो विजन हमें हमारे एम्प्लॉयज को भी प्रोवाइड करना इज
Correct.
वेरी नेसेसरी. Apart from this, I wanted to ask that all these growth skills factor is all important, but what about the university degrees? तो उनका क्या say रहता है while you guys like sort out the resumes?
See, I would say it is important, not that I'm going to hire someone who's just a 10th pass. Let's be
exactly.
honest.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that has become more of सबके पास होता ही है ना, मतलब अब we don't, that would be a fundamental criteria to look at, but that would not be the only criteria.
Only criteria to look at.
Like I said, today we are looking at skills, we are looking at how a person can do multitasking,
हाँ.
and that I cannot see only by a university degree. Thus, employees, I mean, organizations are moving towards better evaluation criteria. Like they come up with this, you know, in today, most of the organizations now take aptitude test, skill test,
technical
test, or more so give you an assignment which is very
Yeah,
specific to your role. So that makes us choose the right candidate. Then just कि अच्छा यूनिवर्सिटी है, अच्छा ठीक है MBA है तो कर ही लेगा,
बराबर है.
अब वो नहीं देखते हैं.
अब नहीं देखते हैं बिकॉज नाउ ऐसा लगता है जो बेसिक एजुकेशन है वो तो सभी के पास होता है. व्हाट इज द न्यू थिंग दैट यू आर एडिंग अप?
Correct. What is your soft skills?
Soft skills.
Like even that plays a major role, you know, if you really ask me.
How much do you think communication plays a major role in terms of soft skills? Do you think that for any basic role or a very proper like managing team role, do you think that communication is a key?
So if you have to grow up the ladder,
Hmm.
then yes, communication, and along with it, I wouldn't say only communication. It is also how you present your communication. Today, someone can communicate well. They can say the English and Hindi language well. But can they present it in the right fashion is something which becomes critical.
Yeah.
That's where the soft skills play.
Soft skills.
So if you have to grow up to become the head of some department, you will have to have that.
So the vision needs to be there, and vision ke accordingly you have to like plan your soft skills. As in HR, do you think human psychology, understanding the human psychology is very, very important?
It is also, it's not just that you have to understand human psychology, Ria. It is also that you need to connect with them, you need to empathize with them. So what happens is, people say that HR is a bridge between employees
Yeah.
and the CXOs or the management.
Are they biased with the management comparatively?
Honestly, every pagar to wahi dete hain. Let's
Exactly,
be
yeah.
honest. I don't
So,
want to lie about it.
yeah, obviously, because at the end of the day, organization is paying them.
Correct. But then it is also that, are the employees right? If they are really right, I don't think an HR would do injustice with that employee.
To that particular employee. Understood. Okay, apart from all of this, let's just talk about we have this one small segment where I want to ask you some rapid questions.
Okay.
So, can you tell me what's an ideal workspace and how does it look like?
So an ideal workspace is where you're respected. Now I'm talking from the perspective of an employee.
Hmm.
Obviously, where you're respected, where you are evaluated on your performance, and a place wherein you can grow up the ladder.
Okay. Your worst and the best experience with any of the agencies as an HR consultant?
So a worst time for me has been when I was asked to remove employees during COVID.
Okay.
Organization was going through a turmoil,
Yeah.
and we had to do that. So I think that was one of the worst phases for me to take.
I think
that
that's
decision.
one of the worst phases for almost all the HRs out there.
Yes.
So, like we have seen right now, also you've heard about Goldman Sachs just reducing the pay. So, I observe that how the HRs are acting on it, and they are very much like not liking it, but still have to do it because
So
of
that's
the
the time
occupation.
when we get the major stress, looking at, okay, why should I remove him? Even though the performance
हाँ,
might be a
हाँ,
little
हाँ.
lesser, but at the end of the day, उसका घर चल रहा है उस पैसों से.
Exactly.
So yes, it is stress.
So
It
they
is
have to
lot of
empathize
pressure.
there.
Yes.
And I don't think they have to take an emotional decision because of all of this.
You can't take an emotional decision at that point.
Huh.
So that is why it becomes tough for us.
Okay.
But if you ask me on the good times, as a person, is to see an organization grow, to see employees grow up the ladder. Like I remember when I started working with one of my companies 7 years, 8 years back. They were one of my first clients. Today, when I see, we started with 40 employees.
Yeah.
Today we are at 700 employees. We've grown to that level, and we've seen the culture build up, we've seen the organization build up. So yes, that is when you kind of feel happy about it,
Yeah.
feel proud about it.
Got it. Okay, since we discussed, like you just told me that you started off with certain number of, and now you have like 200 to 700 employees, right? So 700 employees. Don't you think that as an HR, you also have to make sure that the financial part of the organization is also aligned with the
Yes.
number of people you hire?
Yes.
So an HR needs to also know what finances work like.
Yes.
So do you guys use any specific tools for all of that, or do it manually?
So we do have specific tools, but again, it is very organization specific. It is also specific in what are we really trying to adopt at that point for that organization.
Okay.
So it changes in terms of the fundamentals keep changing from time to time as
Mhm,
organizations.
And what is an ideal resume? How does that look like? Everybody wants that one resume जो Google, Amazon हर जगह जाए. So as an HR, what do you think is a complete ideal resume? Not in terms of the format, but the experience wise and the skills wise.
So I would say an ideal resume is something what really puts what you are. In terms of obviously not having pictorial stuff, because that is not what is recognized by today's applications. yet.
Applications, yeah.
But and also not make it too long. So basically, a one-pager resume, what was
Mhm.
accounted earlier,
Yeah.
that is the ideal.
So the
according to me.
regular format of a
Correctly.
resume.
Which is actually typed in a Microsoft Word or any of these
Mm-hmm.
basic formats with no pictures and all of it. But more importantly, putting out your skills,
Okay.
putting out what all you know.
So would you prefer a resume or a portfolio?
depending on the role, but resume preferable.
Resume is preferable. So when these companies hire at mass, like you mentioned, Tata and everybody hire at a big mass, like they
Correct.
want 200 employees, 300 employees on a hiring part. So how do they evaluate the resumes? Do they use any AI technology out there, since there are many? And कैसा होता है कि sometimes when this much, like there's a mass hiring happening, there are chances that your resume just gets kicked out.
Correct.
So because of what factors that happens?
So also it is role specific. So if, for example, your role, you've applied for, say, an IT engineer for a specific kind of domain in IT, say a web development or something on that line. Those specific words, keywords have to be there in your resume.
Okay.
Because today's times there are softwares and applications which would really make you, pick out those pick out those resumes which have those keywords. And if you do not have that, your resumes are automatically going to go in the bin.
Yeah. So these keywords, where do these employees find these keywords?
So
Are
the
there any
best is
specific?
reading the JD.
Okay.
The job description has it all. So,
Okay.
and also one tip here for everyone out. When you're applying, go through the job description before you put in your resume.
Yeah.
Don't make a general resume and post it everywhere. It doesn't work.
So they have to like put specific resume as per the JD and then change it as per different
Correct.
companies that you are applying for.
Not just different companies, different roles per se.
Okay.
Like in a company, there could be a role of, say, an IT engineer and a web developer.
Yeah.
There is a very thin line between both of these roles if
Yeah.
you really see. But the job description will actually explain you what an IT engineer is and what
And
a
what-
web developer is. So if you're applying for both, because the keywords will be very similar, but still put the right keywords, what is there in the JD, not what is in your mind.
Okay, understood. So the HR also and also, do you think that like on the interview round? So how can you just tell me what are the rounds? At the same time, then we'll discuss more about the rounds.
So there are different rounds for different organizations and different roles. But primarily, it starts with the shortlisting round, wherein the resume comes to the HR. Post that, it goes to the HR round, then to the technical round. And in case the technical round would also mean giving you an assignment or a project per se. And then post that, it would also, like today I said, right, the aptitude skill test, which is in today's time. That is which the final, that round. And then again the HR round,
Okay.
which would help you choose. I mean, that would be more like a salary negotiation, terms and
The
conditions.
first HR round is basically an introductory round.
Correct.
Where the HR tells you about the organization, the role.
And also it talks about, are you a fitment there? What are your skills is what
Yeah.
is identified. So, people take this HR round very casually. I tell you, when I call up candidates, I've realized, okay, ठीक है, I'm free, you can talk
अभी ले
about
लो,
it,
हाँ.
अब ले लो. But then they're not mentally prepared कि आप जो अभी बोलोगे ना इस round में,
Is
that
going
will
to-
decide whether you go to the next round or not. And you end up missing to tell me that I know this software as well as this software. And thus you end up losing the chance.
their chance. And what does the last role be like? The last is the salary
The
negotiation.
last is the salary negotiation.
Okay. So उसमें इतना नहीं रहता, but the middle introductory
The
is
first
very
round
important.
is very important, which is taken the most casually.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
people take the salary
Salary
negotiation
is very seriously.
But the first round is like, हाँ ठीक है, casually.
हाँ, सिर्फ मुझे introduction देना अपने बारे में, ये सब बोलना है.
Yes.
Can you just tell me an ideal introduction as per you? Like, give any role, take any role in your head, and just tell me an ideal introduction that you would look forward to. When you mentioned that the seriousness, the professionalism is missing, so what would an ideal introduction look like?
So, okay. I'll talk about, as an HR only.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I am
as an
supposed
HR.
To, if I am the one going for an HR manager or an HR executive's role. So hi, my name is Jessica. I am someone who's a jugadu. Plus, I'm also someone who can talk to people. Doesn't matter on whether that person is the CEO of an organization or whether the person is a peon of the organization. Also, I have obviously done my graduation, my masters, all of it. And along with this, I think one skill which is very crucial to me, or which is something which you may not find, is I have empathy.
That's it. That says it all. So basically, you have to introduce your name, your degree, and be a little bit more creative while introducing
Correct,
yourself.
because you need to leave an impact when you're leaving.
Yeah.
that room.
Because when the call goes down and there are 200 people, I would remember that one person who said things
Correct.
differently.
And also it means I may know what your degree is because I've seen your resume. But if your introduction is very crisp and clear, but at least that curiosity, okay, what graduation has he done? It will make me automatically as an owner or a founder or a CEO,
Yeah.
whoever's taking the interview, go to the next round. You need to create that curiosity in your questions.
The soft skill of storytelling
Correct.
comes into the picture.
Yes.
Right? Moving on, I would like to talk about, we had a lot of word back that AI is coming up, this is happening. So I want to know that how is AI transforming the whole HR business?
So like every other department is using AI to make life easier.
Yeah.
HR is also using to make it life easier. Like the first round of interviews nowadays is being catered by AI or chat enabled stuff, because that's when really we're actually capturing your data, which may or may not be there in the resume.
Yeah.
So they are able to do that, and I think that's also creating a lot of work easier for us. I would say as HRs.
And I also think that the emotion analysis part, where you can, like in AI models, you can actually analyze what the person is trying, what is the tone of a person. So वो भी easy हो जाता है. It gets captured properly the way it used to be, or
So
नहीं?
I wouldn't say 100% because people still are not so great in showing emotions.
Yeah.
But yes, I would say we are still at 50-50. I would put it
Okay.
in that logic.
Okay.
There's
But
some-
will the Indian markets adapt it faster? Like since it is there already outgrown.
honestly, the Indian SME markets are still a long way to go for it. I would say
Is it because of the funds, maybe, or
it's not just funds; it's also the mindset. Our Indian mindset
the trust?
may be faster in other things, but in terms of trust to digital technology, that's not
That's
what is
not-
happening so soon in India.
Okay, understood. So, with the increased amount of usage of AI, what are the skills that will keep people going in their respective roles? Because if AI takes over that role, so obviously they will
See,
be
AI would never take, I have always said this and I've
Huh.
always believed this. AI will have its own space, but individuals and employees would have their own space. So being scared because of AI makes no sense.
Okay.
The kind of thinking what an employee
Mhm.
does, the kind of engagement, the kind of strategy which an employee can do, that AI would not be able to do.
Not-
How much ever grow, better it becomes day by day.
Mhm.
So yes, it will make monotonous work easier,
Yeah.
but not the thinking work easier.
So all those filings, those big Excel sheets are all getting into dashboards of data now.
Yes.
Then like you have to check which employee what data. Rather than that, you're shifting to the AI technology.
Yes. So now you're going to be shifting towards the strategy, the thinking, what can you do next, instead of thinking of what happened.
Huh.
That what happened will be the answer by ChatGPT
Huh.
or whatever, chat AI in today's language. But what next is something which you as employees have to think.
Have to think about.
So, we spoke about skill development. We spoke about how can you be multi-talented.
Talent.
This is what is going to help you grow up.
So you need to be very, like how you were tech savvy with your laptops, phones and everything. Now you need to be tech savvy with AI.
Yes.
So that you keep going.
And with yourself. You need to get more and more connected to yourself.
Yeah, so that you do not lose your human touch as
Correct.
well. In just being in that corporate environment with all these robots,
Yes,
you do
which
not
is why
have.
we do a lot of fun activities.
Yeah, again. Okay. Understood. How do you think are these roles going to be evolved in the next 5 to 10 years? Since we are talking about role evaluation, other roles like say the role of a web developer, because there is no code, easy websites nowadays. So how are these roles going to evolve?
So these roles are going to evolve because a lot of answers, like I said, would be given by chat AI. But what do you want is something which you need to ask, right?
Yeah.
The right questions asking becomes a very important
Understood. So these days I also observe that because of AI, because of everything coming up, people do not like we discussed that people do not like that monotonous thing.
Correct.
So they move to the freelancing gig work kind of a environment. So I just want to know that this gig fashion, the freelance thing coming up, what is it going to be like? How is it going to impact the whole HR thing?
So freelance gig for specific roles, it will evolve in terms of like if you really ask me, web development or specific task orientation, which becomes will become higher because people will get the flexibility to work. They can maintain what kind of work life balance they want. All of that can be maintained. And also as an employer, the cost comes down.
Yeah.
Because every day you're not going to make website, right?
Exactly.
There are days when you will and there are days when
Days
you
when
wouldn't.
they win.
So why would I hire a full-time resource?
Okay.
So with that logic, freelance gigs would increase. But at an employer level, it will also become task orientation.
Yeah.
So yes.
So you have to be very good at managing the task and distribute the task
Distributing
better.
some task or hiring some people for full-time and hiring consultants for
But
full-time.
don't you think because of all of this, the deadlines, the working under pressure, so the employees are getting little bit resistant to the working in a pressured environment because of
So
the
that is
freelance?
honestly, I would say, not just because of these reasons. It's also the fundamental that today people want to maintain work-life balance. People want to have a better mental headspace.
Yeah.
In earlier times, people were okay working till 5 in the morning. Also, today, if you ask someone, would you want to work post 12? The first answer would be no.
No.
They don't care whether the work is done or not.
Not.
They care whether I have slept or not.
Yeah. So they are getting too much non-growth oriented mindset, but a little bit selfish, you might say.
I wouldn't
For
say
the-
that. I think they're becoming more of taking care of themselves
Yeah.
or giving importance to themselves more than giving importance to the project basis.
What exactly, like if I am a person who does not know what is a work life balance, how would you like explain a person what is work life balance?
A work-life balance is something wherein you are doing what it takes to do your work or your roles and responsibilities, but also catering to another aspect of your life, which is family, friends, enjoying doing what you like to do, and more importantly, being happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, so because of people being very aware about work life balance, don't you think that the exploitation of the human resource is reducing day by day?
Yes, it is. Because what is happening, employers are realizing that no more can I make him work, make two resources ka kaam by one person. No more can I do that.
Okay.
So which is why I have to hire two resources. I can't
Yeah.
make him work
Work.
overnight and
Overnight.
get the work done. That cannot happen
Okay.
anymore.
And when it used to happen, what were the legal actions that an employee could take?
So there are labor forums. Again, these labor forums are not so great in India, very honestly, if you ask me.
Okay.
Indian markets, I mean, Indians, we still have the world more for employers than the employees.
Acha.
If you go outside India, the world is
Yeah.
more for employees than the employer.
Because of that, a lot of abroad people only got this idea of work-life balance to India when our students went there, learned how to manage life and everything, and it
Which
was
is-
more peaceful there because of this thing.
Right, which is why today's generation wants to go abroad to work and not work in Indian companies.
Yeah, exactly.
They cannot see the kind of respect. They cannot see the kind of work-life balance. They cannot see the evaluation criteria here.
Yeah.
So they say, why should I work here? काम ही करना है तो वहाँ जाकर
But
करो.
this is actually reducing a lot of our beautiful talents.
Yes, it is. Which is why, as an HR consultant, I think my advice to every organization or every CXO would be to create an atmosphere which is more of growth, which is more of giving these employees a segment wherein they would want to work for Indian companies and not go out.
Yeah, exactly. Because ever since the revolution has been there, every child has this mindset कि हम लोग ने 11th 12th किया, डिग्री की, डिग्री के बाद मास्टर्स हम लोग बाहर करेंगे and then we'll get a better high paid job
Correct.
with a less time to give and a. So which country would you rate as the best work life balance that they are giving? Do you have anything in mind about that?
So I think Singapore still is the safest bet because they're still not in that. Also, US keeps coming up because of the economic
Ha, ha,
turmoil.
ha.
So US, not no to US, but Singapore is still settled, is still a developed country, and the kind of work balance that they have, the work life balance which you spoke about, the kind of respect, the kind of expertise which these guys have is much better
Much
there.
better there. Okay. Since we are talking about abroad, I wanted to mention that London has one of the best work life, right?
Yes,
We
it is
always
said
say
as
it
per
is
the,
said
one of those
articles, yeah.
Yes.
So it's said, but still, because of these economical crises, we keep on seeing so much retention out
Yes.
there. So why is it that this is happening? If people are ready to work there, then why is it that this kind of an economical crisis is coming up? The companies are not being able to perform well. Is it because of the human resource aspect, or is it other
So it
things?
is not really human resource, because human resources is not the challenge there.
Yeah.
The challenge is the right strategy. The challenge is something to do with the other resources which is not taken care
Okay.
of. And thus it is impacting the human resources at that point.
Okay. Now, since we are talking this, I wanted to mention that everybody is educated, right? In India, also, this thing is now happening that each individual of every household is very. I'm not saying that nobody needs to be educated,
Correct.
but then how is it that the labor work is going? Who is going to do the labor work?
That's a very good question, and especially when we look at the way Indian mentality is, wherein we would want house help and all of it,
Exactly.
that would decrease, and thus the tendency of robots coming into play, getting housework done
Through robots.
I think that's the next part
Coming up.
coming up.
Okay, understood. Like if we see US, UK, they do not have the culture of having a
Correct,
housemaid house thing. They are very independent that way. But our Indian mindset is only like that कि हम ये चीज नहीं करेंगे.
Correct.
If we do that, we are losing our time, we are losing this, and that again plays a very big role where our work-life balance is not that good, that we get enough time to do all these house chores. Be it a woman or a man, today's life, we do not get that time. So obviously we opt for a help.
Yes.
But I think the AI will bring
Will
a
play a
big
bigger role in that aspect.
Understood. Okay, moving on. We have talked so much about HR roles. I would like to give you one small advice for anybody who's coming up to have their own career in HR.
So, one of the most important advice which I give for any role specific, not just HR, is learn to network. Networking plays one of the major roles as you grow up. Not because where to go next, but it is also about what to choose next.
Okay.
The other aspect as an HR is, which I spoke about earlier as well, empathy. If you're empathetic, you would end up growing faster.
Understood.
And the other aspects is keep growing, keep doing multiple courses, keep learning more about not just human psychology, but maybe analytics is an important part in today's times. Maybe also reading through what is organization development, reading through what are the other resources in an organization.
Okay, understood.
So, yes, all of it.
Since you said reading, any specific books that you would like to recommend these young people?
So I think the bare basic which I would really recommend everyone is an organizational behavior to anyone who wants to do an HR.
Okay.
It is an organizational behavior. I think it is read by every MBA student in today's time.
Okay.
So yes, go back to the basics.
Okay, Go Back to the Basics is the name of the book.
Correct.
Amazing. I've also heard about one book that I'm currently reading, that is Sapiens.
Okay,
I don't know if you've heard about it.
I have.
Yeah. So that book completely tells you that what is the start of humans, how did humans evolve, and from that base, like they start from Big Bang as a story to human development, human mindset development, and it has everything in it.
So this book would be something which I would recommend to every entrepreneur,
Okay.
because it gives you that psychology understanding of how you would manage your team, how
Okay.
you would manage your resources. So yes.
So apart from just having an HR does not reduce the task of an entrepreneur to not understand their
No, it doesn't.
team.
It's running away, just having an HR and you not doing it.
Huh. Okay, understood. So since we have completed this whole segment of understanding your roles as an HR, what is the workforce look like and everything, what is a day in life of Jessica Poddar?
Okay, so I begin my mornings around 5:36, and post which I spend time with myself a little bit. In terms of I meditate, I'm an art of living practitioner for
Okay.
almost 9 years,
Nice.
and I
Amazing.
think that is what has got me going to where I stand today. Spending around an hour with meditating, doing a little bit of yoga, reading what's up in the news because that's also a very important aspect.
Yeah.
Then reading through my emails, heading to work around 9:30, 10, depending on whether it is my own office or my clients.
Okay.
And from then across the day, dealing with the human psychology. Honestly, a lot of times it is something which catches attention of how we've grown. And I end my day around 7, 7:30 wherein I come back home, spend time with my parents, my mom, dad, and post that retire with reading any book which is
Okay.
on the day.
That's such a peaceful and very sweet type of a day that you are spending. And I hope that you're blessed with many more days like
Yes,
that.
thank you so much.
You mentioned Art of Living. How did you get to know about it? What was your journey like with Art of Living, and what exactly are you doing with them right now?
So Art of Living is one of the biggest volunteer organization across the world. It's present close to around 156 countries today,
Okay.
wherein they work majorly on mental well-being of individuals. They teach you the basics of meditation, which is through your own breath. So, and I am someone who teaches, organizes these workshops across the country now, and even abroad when I travel. I think this has helped us not just in teaching people to meditate, but it has also helped us in creating awareness to what mind is, creating awareness to how important our breath is. I started Out of Living's journey with a very close friend of mine who's been a part of this organization much more than I was. And I think when I started, it was today I see it is one of the biggest blessings that I have. It is a family which I've created for myself.
Okay. Meditation in a whole thing is a huge thing to say, right? You mentioned that the basics of meditation, the breath. So, what is it so special about meditation's basic as breath that you need it?
So when
you
you
think
start,
to know.
right, when we start living, the first thing which you do is when you come in this world is taking breath,
Yeah.
and the last thing which you do is breathing
Breathing
out.
out.
So your life is basically from that first breath till the last breath.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you're not giving importance to that breath, how are you living your life?
So basically, rather than saying that every life counts, we would like to say that every breath counts,
Correct.
so that you be calmer day by day.
So in case, in fact, if when you're going through something, this is one tip which I always follow when I'm nervous or when I'm going for one such big client visit. The moment I'm at the door of that client, I will close my eyes, just do 5 long deep breaths, and that's it. You're okay, don't.
You have all the strength of the world to face that thing.
Yes.
So that is how you gather all the strength.
Yes, that's how I gather especially when I have to go remove someone. I think that's one thing. Which
So
I do.
you said that you volunteer for and you plan these all kind of meditation practices for other people and you teach them.
Yes.
So do you have any experience of finding somebody in that experience? You said that you have a family of your own now.
Yes.
So I wanted to know that any particular life that you feel that you have touched and you're very happy about it.
So this was a course which I had taken around 2 years back, 2 or 3 years, just post COVID. A person had come to us to do this course, and he mentioned he had lost it all in COVID. He was an entrepreneur himself. He would make those bangles, those glass bangles,
Okay.
and because his karigars were not available, he would not get the right resources. He had to close down. He had nothing in life to even work out, two ends meet, and he came to do the course. I think on the 4th day of the course, which was one of the most important days, wherein you learn something called Sudarshan Kriya.
Okay.
Post that, he comes back to us after the course was over, and he's like, I'm going to begin my business tomorrow morning. I'm going to start my, open my go down, start it all.
Huh.
And that was the 4th day of the course. We complete the course on the 5th day. And I think 10 days post that, he came back to us and he's like, I've got my my first vendor, the one who's going to buy from me. And today he's already doing a sale of 15 lakhs when I last spoke to him.
My God.
So I have seen that, the day wherein he was depressed, he was having those depression pills, and today wherein he is earning enough that he can survive and make his family survive.
Yeah.
So,
No, it clearly shows that you are a practicer of this whole meditation thing, because the moment you entered the room today and while we started talking, I felt that connection with you, which is very calm. You calm the room down, and which is very important for anybody, specifically in the role of HR, to have. So I think the meditation part has helped you a lot in your career as well.
yes, it has helped me in my career as an HR, also in my career as a CEO and founder. You play different hats as a CEO and founder, from being an accountant of your own
Yeah,
organization
absolutely.
to being a marketer to being an operations and to being an HR of your
Yeah.
own organization. When you're playing such multiple hats in life, the stress, the kind of craziness you go through, and if you know how to meditate, it just helps.
Okay. What is it that sets Manplan apart from all the other consultancy agencies out there?
I think one part we spoke about how Chat GPT or how AI is playing role, but as our consultancy as Manplan, we still believe that human tendency or human touch cannot be lost. Today also, at least you and I may still want to not shop too much online compared
Yeah.
to go and see or
See,
feel in one of
touch
the
it,
malls.
feel it. Yeah.
Correct. So that's the fundamental even with employees.
Okay.
How much ever we introduce chat AI, how much ever we introduce online Google Meets, all of it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you as an HR just sit down and ask, are you happy? Are you good? They'll automatically be okay.
Okay. And how is Jessica Podar as a boss out there? She is a boss lady, definitely. We've seen that. But what exactly? What is your vision? Why did you started it? And why did you wanted you like you already had a good career out there as an HR. So why did you came up with a whole company and all?
So when I started my journey as in HR, and I was working in Indian markets, realizing that we are still not respected as HRs. In India's SME segment still do not believe that we as HRs can play a role in terms of strategizing, in
Yeah.
terms of helping the organization grow. And that was a shift which I wanted. I said, okay, so let's begin something wherein we play a role of helping organization grow up, not just be an HR support function, but become an HR function which helps you grow the business.
Okay.
So from the support role of an HR, we wanted to become a partner in your
Your
growth.
Okay.
That's the vision which I started with.
Okay, I think that once you are like tied up with big agencies out there, the organization structure has HR as one of the roundtable partners. One of the person is in HR. So I think an HR has the capacity to break or make the company. Do you
Yes.
think about that?
I agree. It definitely does have that function, whether in terms of development of the organization. Most of these organizations keep that 2% or 5% of their growth as development.
Development.
But do they really put it into development? Do they really put it into that activities for an organization and employees to grow up?
Yeah.
So yes, HR plays that role in.
And sometimes even the founder forgets the vision that he started up with. That's when the HR brings him that this is why you began the
and
organization.
this is what you intend to do 5 years down the line.
Exactly.
So come back. Let's not displace from multiple other things. Let's come back.
Come
look
back
at
to
what
the
you want to do.
yeah. So he can also play as an advisor for that purpose. So he or she needs to be completely skilled with all the thing
Correct.
and needs to know what. So do you think that having a full-time HR or a consultancy gives you like a consultancy cannot be completely for that one particular agency? They have many clients to manage. So they cannot be dedicated. Do you think a dedicated HR is required or a consultancy can also work?
So it also depends on what is your organization's strength. A company which has 500 employees can have a consultancy with a person who's full time by the consultancy in the office. But what happens is if a person is a full time HR resource in your office, there's something called a biasness which gets created when
Yeah,
evaluation
you
is
told
taking
about.
place.
Yeah, exactly.
And also the other aspect, what happens is they do not have so much of work for that resource.
Okay.
So why not, like it said, right? HR becomes a shared service in bigger
Bigger.
organizations.
Huh.
So why not smaller organizations share
Share
this HR
this
in multiple organizations?
organizations.
Also, it gets you to get the best practices from different organizations.
Yeah.
That if another digital marketing agency is doing something similar,
The
which
HR
is
can
working-
advise.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, understood. So I am really so much fascinated with all of this thing right now, having a word. There's this new role that is coming up after COVID only I've heard about it majorly. Talent acquisition. So talent acquisition usually does the same thing that an HR does, the hiring of the candidate, the interviewing of the candidate. What sets that role apart from an HR's role?
So, like I said, an HR's role is primarily starting the career of an individual or of an employee from the time he is hired till the time he's fired. So, which means the talent acquisition aspect, talent development aspect, talent evaluation aspect, and then the L&D aspect.
Okay.
But a talent acquisition is only one part of an HR role, which is just hiring of the candidate or choosing of the candidate for that role.
How do you guys deal as an HR? How do you guys deal with people not working at all? And still, because of contracts that you have to keep them in the agency
So,
or a company.
honestly, we have this fundamental of doing every quarter review,
Okay.
wherein we kind of evaluate a candidate not at the end of the year but every quarter. And in case we feel that employee isn't performing, we would tell you on the first end of quarter that
Okay.
hey, you're not performing. You
Yeah.
either buck up or another 2 months and you're gone.
Okay. Understood.
Instead of waiting for 1 year
One-
and then telling him to go.
Yeah, because the company, like you mentioned, small SMEs and all, they do not have all these kind of money resources to keep on putting out for one particular person. Like on a very large corporate level, there is too much of VC fund coming, because of which they are okay putting out कि हाँ भाई है role, तो let them
Let
do
them
their
be.
thing and let some small roles be given to them. करेंगे तो करेंगे, नहीं हुआ तो managing team is doing their
Doing it,
work.
managing it. But what happens is, very honestly, when you see these kind of SMEs, generally for an SME, when they're hiring someone, they're going to be predominantly doing two roles. Never have I ever heard an SME having one role के लिए one आदमी. They have two roles के लिए one आदमी.
One आदमी. Yeah. Because that's how you begin, right? And the multitasking, इसीलिए तो हम लोग multitasking वाले लोग देखते
Basically,
हैं.
Indians are considered as one of the best human resources across the world.
Definitely.
Like the biggest of the biggest organizations wants Indians to rule or Indians
Look
to
at the heads.
leaders.
Look at the heads. Look at Sundar Pichai sitting out there
Why?
for
Because
Google. Why?
That's the only reason, right? And every organization wants Indians to be there. Like if you ask me, when I travel abroad to a couple of my clients, I've always seen that their first preference is Indians है तो Indians को रख लेते हैं अपन.
Does it show that our cultural roots are very strong? And because of our cultural roots, we have inbuilt how to manage things का knowledge.
It is also, yes, you're right in terms of the cultural aspect, the culture and traditions which make us engaged and make us loyal to our own employers rather.
Yeah.
And but one important thing is Indians, because India is a mass country. So your competition is very high. Even in school, if you remember, we would fight for that one mark.
Exactly.
Why? Because we would always want to be at the top. And that's the same, kind of way we've grown. We would want to
We've
be
been
at the top.
taught that in our house, normal at a very basic Indian household, you've been taught only that top karo, excel karo, you need to know everything, you need to do this, you need to do that. Wo mindset is only that.
Like if you ask me, even in the kind of curriculum that we have, right, an ICSE board or a CBSE board or even an HSC board,
Yeah.
all of these boards in India, they will teach you to know everything, whether it's a geography, whether it's an history, whether it's maths, whether it's physics, whether it's any other
Yeah, so I think
subject.
diversifying is good, not that bad.
And when you talk about an IP board, they would tell you very specifically, maths नहीं आता छोड़ दो.
छोड़ दो, साइंस आता है तो वही करो, मैथ्स नहीं आता छोड़ दो, फिर अगर तुमको इंग्लिश चाहिए तो इंग्लिश में ही बैठो. दैट इज हाउ इट goes.
But that doesn't work when you are, when you are making your base.
हाँ, बेस के वक्त एवरीथिंग
Everything, because that's when you can choose. आज मुझे पता ही नहीं है मैथ्स क्या है, तो मैं चूज कैसे करूंगी मैथ्स सही है?
And I think STEM knowledge, that is science, technology, maths, and
All
everything.
of it is important.
It's very important. So like you mentioned that maths, basic maths, science के बारे में तो knowledge होना ही चाहिए.
Correct.
So I feel for both non-tech or tech roles, STEM knowledge is very important.
Yes.
That we have to put it out. Moving on, I wanted to ask you that while we are talking about all these HR things and everything, what as a founder they need to keep this thing in mind when they are treating their employees? Not HR, but as a founder.
So, as a founder, one thing is you define your company's goals and what you're looking at, your own vision very clearly. The moment your vision is clear, and not just the company's vision per se, but then breaking it down into milestones. What are we looking at the end of this financial year? What are we looking at 5 years down the line? What are we looking at 10 years down the line?
Okay.
And not just keep that in your mind, share it out with your employees, because that keeps them engaged to the organization. It keeps them engaged to your vision. In case at some point, as CEOs and founders, we move away from our vision, that's
Yeah.
where our employees play the role of guiding us and telling us that, hey, we missed the rule. Let's
How
go
much
towards it.
important is it for a founder to be extremely disciplined so as the employees manage that discipline in their organization as well?
So I am a firm believer is what you preach
Is what you
follow. And this is something which I've learned from my own mentor and guru. He's someone who's a humanitarian and a leader. We spoke about art of living. for
Art
me.
of living. Yeah.
So Shri Ravi Shankar has always been doing that. And I think that is what talks as a founder and CEO. In case you are not disciplined, in case you are not someone who just not preach but also do that, coming
Huh.
to office at 9:30 a.m. or having a lunch break which is 30 minutes instead of an
Showing
hour's
up
lunch
every
break.
day.
Or as basic of sending out your MISs in time or sending out your minutes. Don't expect that from your employee. That's
Yeah.
not fair.
That definitely is not fair. Okay, this is so much good. Like I just got so many insights, and me as a founder also, because of this conversation I got to learn so many different things. Lastly, I want you to jot down 4 to 5 points which shows you that how Jessica Podas started Manplan and what are the future plans for Manplan.
So I started Manplan 5 years back. And when I started with a simple vision that I am going to be catering to SMEs and startups, wherein I'm going to help them give the respect to an HR which they deserve. Make HR as a partner of a resource, not just as a shared resource.
Okay.
And I think I've been successful in a lot of terms in a couple of companies where we've been working. Next 5 years, all the SMEs which are in India is the place where I would like to be. If not me, get someone else to be a part of and make Indian SME segment not just an SME but become MNCs in their own world.
Oh, amazing. That is such a nice way of putting it down. Okay, Jessica, I just want to say one small thing, that you as an HR, you are just doing so much good role by playing a major part. Like Manplan is specifically helping everybody to know the respect that an HR deserves, to put it out to the world that yes, you need an HRA, and you straight away said the importance of your own agency out there. So that's very nice. Any specific thing or an advice you would like to give to future founders today?
So the future founders, when they start business, when they start work, create an atmosphere which is growth for you and your employee. Create an atmosphere which is not an organization which just has, create an open door policy, from
Okay.
day one. It helps you grow up and not have ego. I think that is why these are few tips which I would give.
Definitely, because the moment you get funded with some certain amount of crores, you get that ego. My plan has worked.
Yes.
I'm getting funded for it. So now I have it all.
So
but
be
I think that is
grounded.
the getting funded part is not the win. The win is if you manage it all.
The win is if you manage your vision, if you are able to be successful in growing that vision to where you want.
Amazing. Okay, with this, we would like to end the podcast. Thank you so much, Jessica, for giving your insights on so many different topics. We started off from HR, then we went into future plans. We also discussed meditation practices which are needed. So I'm just so thankful to meet you today and have this entire conversation with you. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yes, I enjoy too. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Priya,
so
for your time.
much. What is HR? How does it work? At the same time, what is a work life balance? I think this entire episode is going to be an amazing episode for anybody who wants to start their career, get a good placement. So that's Jessica Podar and Riya Shah signing off. Thank you so much.